This right here is the Arc Captain MiG 200. And this is a spool gun that's supposed to work for this welder so that I can weld aluminum. Arc Captain was nice enough to send me an auto darkening welding helmet as well. So today I'm going to be unboxing this and we're going to do a bit of a review, see what this thing's all about, and see if it can in fact weld aluminum. Whoa, that just about fell down. So for those that are new here, my name's Connor and this is my 1990 Toyota Hilux LN106 double cab. If you can't tell just by looking at it, I love working with aluminum. I built this whole bed custom from the ground up, not a single drawing. It was kind of all just randomly chucked together. It was mostly TIG welded though, so I actually don't have very much experience with a spool gun at all. I think the last time I ran a spool gun was probably 10 years ago, honestly, when I was a young lad. I think I would have been like 16, so it's going to be interesting to see how we do, see how the Arc Captain does as well. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you this little project here. This was my last aluminum project I did, which was probably a year and a half ago now. So I wanted to make a custom bed that had a fully functioning tailgate just like factory. So this is all the factory latch mechanism from the Toyota, and it's all kind of in here under that plate. Turned out really nice, I think, anyway. This tailgate also pops off just like it would factory with the you know, those plastic rollers in there. And then I made it so that these box sides are staked into box here and over there, and then it's just 6 bolts per side and they come right off, so it turns into a bit of a flat deck, which looks pretty sweet on this truck. I think gives it that Aussie Ute look, you know. So without further ado, let's let's dig into this box. No, let's dig into it and see what we got. There it is, neatly packaged. Came with a couple tips, 030 and an 035. What do we got here? User manual. Wow, look at that. It came with instructions right on the gun itself. So right out of the box, it feels pretty nice actually. Let's just do a little bit of a peek around this thing and see what we think. So yeah, threads all look pretty good. What tip is in it now? So the tip in it right now is an 030. I'll probably start with the 4043, so I'll put an 035 in it. We'll leave that for now. Yeah. Drive roller mechanism. Looks pretty good. Anyways, yeah, feels nice in the hand. It's light. Should be nimble. Okay, before we get the spool gun set up, let's just take a quick look at this auto darkening welding helmet that they also sent me. So once again, thank you to Arc Captain for sponsoring today's video. Super grateful that they sent me all this to test out and review. I did a review on the Arc Captain MiG 200 about 8 months ago now, which was a completely unsponsored review. I just did it because I thought the welder was actually really good and I was impressed with it right off the bat. And a year later, I did it, 8 months later, I did another review and I was still impressed with the welder. And I think they saw that and then they wanted to, you know, reimburse me for my efforts. So happy to be working with Arc Captain. They've been really nice to deal with. Helmet looks really good. Comes with this nice bag. Oh, damn. That's sweet. I like the design on that. Nice rubberized back. Soft pad in the front. Plenty of adjustability. Yeah, I'm excited to try this thing out and see how it sees, I guess. What else do we got? Couple spare lenses, that is always nice, and a spare battery. or maybe it's not a spare, maybe it's the one that I have to put in it. Maybe we should find that out before we start welding with it and go blind. Setup for this could not be much easier. You're gonna leave your ground connected there, which is one small negative, unfortunately, that I'm gonna have to bring up for the Arc Captain for anyone watching. You really do need to upgrade this ground cable. So this is a 2 AWG arc welding cable rated for 600 volts. I'm not sure what it comes with, but it's simply not enough. So after heavy use, my cable actually started to melt and it got really soft, and I was starting to get a bad ground. So I had to upgrade to this cable. It was super easy to do. It comes with nice brass connections with a like a jam nut on the inside, so it's super easy to change. And then I just put on a heavier duty clamp, and same thing. Brass connection, couldn't be easier. Do that upgrade right away so you don't run into problems. Hopefully Arc Captain fixes this in the future. But moving on, as far as setting up the spool gun onto your MiG 200, it's super simple. Just unthread this Euro connection here for the MiG torch. Pull that, and then you're going to get into your cover here, and then you just need to snip the wire and tuck it around somewhere nice so that you're, oh God, so that it doesn't do that. Don't do that. Oh my God. Now you can pull that out. That down for now. Close up shop. Another nice thing I do like about the Arc Captain is it's got a little light inside there, which is super cool. Handy for when you're changing wire and all that. So once you've got that off, you're just going to take a good look at this, see how everything lines up, and then basically stick it in there and thread it on. Doesn't really get much easier. Just being careful that you're lining it up correctly, and then on it goes. And then this little one plugs into here. So you unthread this cover, thread this one in. Now it's time to switch over to 100% argon. Once your cylinder's all hooked up, turn on the welder, and it couldn't be simpler. All you're gonna do is press the mode button until it cycles over. So you're gonna be on MIG mode. If that's what you used last, the thing remembers. So stick welding, TIG welding, and spool gun MIG. So there you go. Once you're set up, grab the trigger. There goes your drive roller. So now you're able to actually load a spool of wire into here, feed it through, and then we should be good to go. You got to set your drive roller tension. So once you've got it through, everything's looking happy. We're going to click that down, and then we're just going to tension that up a bit. This is 40-43, so it's super soft. You don't need to go super tight. And then there you have it. Feeding nicely. Now we're going to cut off a length of wire, reinstall the sleeve or the liner. I don't know. I don't actually know anything about welding. I don't really know what all this stuff's called. I just do this as a hobby, but you guys can correct me in the comments for all the proper terminology and whatnot. And then that just threads on. There it is. Now we can close that up. And we're ready for action. Do I look like a welder now? Okay, good, because I'm not. Anyways, this thing's super comfy. I just trying it on. Another thing I should note is it does come with a battery already installed. So that's super nice of them. They sent you with a spare battery and 2 spare lenses, so you're good for at least a little bit. Just check all the connections. If you see bubbles, you've got a leak and you're gonna wanna fix it. The next thing I'm gonna do is set my gas flow. For steel, I like to run like 15 to 20 cubic feet per hour. And for aluminum, I think I'm supposed to use more like 35 or 40. So let's try and turn that up a bit. And about 35, a little more. Let's try 35, see what that does. I went ahead and cut up a few pieces of metal, a couple of weld coupons. This is 1/4 inch. I think it's 60-61, but it might be 50-52. Here we go. Huh. I feel like that was way too cold, but that is actually really clean. Oh my God. Keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm sure people are gonna tell me in the comments. I think that's just where it grounded through. But, whoa! Yeah. I don't really know what to think of that, but I'm gonna, well, this piece is gonna be hot now. So maybe I will leave it set exactly how it is, 21.5, 372, and just run another one and see what it looks like. Yeah, that seemed like it was penetrating noticeably more, and I think that was probably due to the heat of the base material from doing that weld on the other side. But honestly, I'm okay with that. That looks pretty good. I am running a bit of like a push and stop kind of method. So I think I'm gonna try another one. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit, maybe 22 volts, and then mid 380s, maybe 386 kind of thing. And I'm just gonna do a straight push. No push and stop. So let's see how that goes. I just rewatched that footage from the first weld, and I realized my big fat head was completely blocking the shot. So I moved it a little bit. We'll see if this is any better. I'm gonna turn the machine up to 22 and 386. So let's see how that runs. It's definitely like clean and shiny, but I don't know if that means it's good. I don't know. I'm trying to make it good because my girlfriend said if they don't look good in the video, then she's gonna buy me another grinder for Christmas, which I wouldn't be opposed to, honestly. I love these Milwaukee cordless grinders. They're awesome. This battery is totally falling apart, but you know, they work great. Anywho, what am I doing? What can I take away from this? I'm gonna let that one cool off. How about, let's try an outside corner joint. How about that? World bet. See how I've got that nice cleaned off edge like that? All you gotta do is use another piece of metal and then just take your stainless steel brush and drag it. You don't wanna go back and forth because then you're gonna embed, you know, whatever you're scraping clean is gonna go back into the metal basically. So if you scrape or brush in one direction, it's gonna be a lot cleaner. And then you basically just end up with a nice crisp line. And then you're ready to weld. You could probably go in there with a bit of acetone too and clean up a bit more, but I don't know if it's really necessary for spool gun or not. I got a big old crater at the end of that one. That's not good. It looks like it penetrated right through though. That one felt hot, but that's probably what you want with aluminum. Like I'm used to just running steel, and you can kind of get away with going slow depending on your settings, but I feel like with this you want to run it hot but move really quickly. I need the internet welders to correct me in the comments. But as far as the Arc Captain goes, this thing is working flawlessly. For the price point of this machine, I'm very impressed. Like the build quality feels pretty good, and like this thing's running smooth. For a complete novice to run that, I don't know if that's good or not, mind you, but to me it looks like reasonable, and it's something that I can definitely build off of. And I think I can actually use this machine to learn and advance my welding skills. And that's all I really want to gain out of this. I don't actually have any massive aluminum projects in mind, but just having this tool is going to open up so many doors. That's not 90 degrees at all. Idiot. Okay, let's do an inside corner joint with this ripping hot piece. What am I at? I'm at 21 volts and 360 inches per minute. I don't really know. I feel like you want more wire speed for an inside corner. Maybe let's go 21.2 and like 386 again. That seemed to work pretty good. Give you a close-up of that one. That one seemed like it was digging in pretty good and penetrating. You can tell my feed rate was a lot faster than this one. This one was a bit colder, and I was moving a lot slower. And the material was also completely cold with this one, mind you. So this one, I had just done this weld on the outside, and then I moved to this one, so it was super hot. And that's gonna change how your weld turns out. Okay, I'll let those cool down. This one should be cool by now. Yeah, that's cool. So let's try same settings on, well, it's not cool, but it's warm. Let's say it's warm, but it's not hot. Oh my God, a freaking moth just flew inside my welding hood. Get out of here. Oh, that was unsettling. I'm halfway through the weld and there's a freaking miniature bird inside my head. Oh, God damn. Anyways, that one seems dirtier than the rest. I don't know why, honestly. Not a clue. That's probably my worst one. Maybe I am getting a grinder for Christmas. That's stinky. That looks decent, I think. Then again, I have no idea. But, ow. Just dropped that right on my toe. Bad day to be wearing flip-flops. Let's run another. Back to back, super hot, same settings. Oh. You definitely notice it when it's hot. That's very melty and in there. Ah, it's so bad at holding on to things today. Squeeze harder. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think I'm gonna close it out there, guys. Overall, I'm very impressed with this Arc Captain Spool Gun. It did quite well. It exceeded my abilities anyway. I still have lots of work to do. These are the results we were able to get in just a short amount of time. I need to get some more aluminum to cut up, and then I can do some more practice and really get dialed in and just figure out how to work this thing even better. But honestly, I think this is going to be a good addition to the shop. So thanks again, Arc Captain, for sending me this. Thank you everyone for watching. If you've got any questions or concerns, please feel free to leave them down in the comments, and I'll do my best to reply to them as soon as I can. If you've got any tips and tricks for me on how I can do better, setup wise, prep, any of that, please let me know. I'm open to any feedback. So yeah. Cheers guys, thanks for watching. Bye.